It's Friday, and boy, do we have a treat for you. I'm Liv, but I'll kick it to James because he is particularly excited about today's topic.
This week, we are diving into the 10 best JRPGs for beginners, or in this case, for Liv to try. So, with that being said, let's see if I pass the Will Liv Play It test. Kicking things off at number 10, we have Harvestella. This charming life sim meets RPG is available on the Nintendo Switch and PC. When it comes to a JRPG, Liv admittedly has yet to truly find one she likes, so I wanted to be sure to include one that is in her wheelhouse, and that's where Harvestella comes in. Combining action RPG combat mechanics along with traditional life sim elements like tending your crops and befriending townspeople, this is the quintessential RPG for those on the fence with the genre. The game's pacing is perfectly balanced, offering a gentle learning curve that doesn't overwhelm new players while still providing enough depth to keep them engaged. Additionally, its charming storyline and visually appealing graphics make it an inviting and enjoyable experience for those new to the genre.
I'll have to admit, I've had the demo downloaded on my Switch for quite some time, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It does seem like it's something I would enjoy, so I'll pencil this in as a maybe I'll get around to it.
Let me apply some quick Liv translation for you. That means never. Well, maybe in this case, she'll actually try.
Ninth on our list is Neo, The World Ends With You. In this game, you play the Reapers game, which is a competition for the recently deceased, in which they must battle other teams over the course of a week for their survival. It sounds pretty dark, but there are lighthearted moments too. I watched the anime a few years ago, and I was very into it. The same characters are in the anime that are also in the game, so it would be nice to see some familiar faces. I played a little bit of the demo a few years ago, which led me to wishlist the game. I just never made my way around to actually purchasing it. Why? I couldn't tell you, but I guess I've been playing other games in the meantime. I will say that I enjoy anime and manga sometimes making their way to the video game industry. I feel like these adaptations do much better than those old video games that were made based off movies like The Incredibles or Happy Feet. I owned both of those games back in the day, and they weren't very good.
This is one I would not have thought was on your radar, so I really hope you enjoy it and play it.
Someone recommended the anime to me, and I enjoyed it. We'll see if I pick up the game sometime in the near future.
At number 8, we have Fire Emblem Three Houses for the Nintendo Switch. Liv is a sucker for a good life sim game and narrative, so with the school life mechanics and 3 separate storylines to enjoy, this is one I know she cannot say no to. Fire Emblem Three Houses is an excellent JRPG for beginners thanks to its engaging yet manageable strategic gameplay that eases new players into its mechanics. The game offers a flexible difficulty setting, including a casual mode where fallen characters return after each battle, reducing the stress of permanent losses that are ever present in this series. Its comprehensive tutorial system carefully guides newcomers through the complexities of combat and character relationships. The storyline is rich and immersive, with multiple paths and outcomes that encourage exploration without overwhelming you, the player. Overall, Fire Emblem Three Houses is a welcoming entry point into the genre, blending deep tactical gameplay with accessible features that ensure a rewarding experience for everyone, Liv included.
I'm very much a fan of difficulty sliders in games. It makes the game more accessible for people who don't want the challenge but still want to experience the narrative. I've heard great things about this franchise, so let's see if I get around to it. 7th on our list is Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. This game seems to follow the JRPG trope about a kingdom torn apart by war. The narrative seems quite intricate though, and it's in the name. Yes, you can actually recruit 100 playable characters. This does seem a bit overwhelming, but it also sounds really cool. I really like the art style of the game as well. What I find the most intriguing is it's a modern take on a classic JRPG experience. I know it may be an awful take, but I have a hard time going back and playing old games. I already know James is gonna roast me about that. However, this game sounds promising and maybe one day it'll actually make it off my wish list.
Liv, this is one you definitely should not miss, as it's not really that often we get a modern take done right for JRPG franchises. Coming in at number 6, we have the man, the myth, the legend, and that is Mega Man Legends. Liv, I know you just said that it's really hard for you to go back and play older games. I hear you, but this is one you will have to make an exception for. Mega Man Legends stands out as an excellent JRPG for beginners due to its straightforward gameplay mechanics and engaging storyline. The game introduces players to RPG elements in a way that is accessible and easy to understand, making it a great starting point for those new to the genre. The controls are intuitive, allowing players to easily navigate through the game's vibrant world and challenges. Additionally, the characters are endearing and the plot is compelling, which keep you invested without overwhelming you with complexity that JRPGs are known for. Overall, Mega Man Legends offers a perfect blend of action and adventure that serves as a gentle introduction to the world of JRPGs. So Liv, this is the old game you will play.
I think we'll pencil this one in as maybe.
You know, I'm gonna get you to say yes before this video is over. That's my challenge to myself.
At number 5, we have Danganronpa, which is another really dark game, but I find it very intriguing. Students are trapped in a school where their only escape is to kill one classmate and avoid being discovered as the culprit. If the murderer is caught, then that person dies. It's quite dark, but the funny thing is, a remote-controlled bear is the ringleader of these sadistic games. I noticed that the third game had a demo available on Steam, so I downloaded it and played for 2 hours. I thought the dialogue was good, and the plot seemed very interesting, but the class trials were tough for me to follow. The class trials occur when it's time to decide who the murderer is. This section has too much going on at one time, which is what I found extremely difficult. You have to listen to multiple people talking at once, then there are very random minigames during the conversations. Maybe if I played the series from the start and gained a basic understanding of the game, then I wouldn't find it that hard to follow in the later games. I did check and the first game does not have a demo available, which I think is a shame. I know Danganronpa also has an anime adaptation too, so there's a lot here if I do choose to dive into the series.
From what I'm gathering, you like dark games, so you know we're gonna make a JRPG gamer out of you yet. At number 4, we have Final Fantasy 16. Yes, I am recommending a Final Fantasy game, even through all the dissing Liv does on the series. Liv, you're always talking about how you enjoy a game for the narrative, and well, that is why this, of all the Final Fantasies, is recommended for you as well as beginners. Although this game is divisive amongst longtime fans of the series, for a beginner, it's the perfect starting point. The visuals in the game are breathtaking. Seriously, Liv, you in photo mode, you could get lost for hours enjoying that, as each area you can travel to is more stunning than the last. The combat of the game is a deviation from turn-based and is purely action combat. What is nice about it though is the fact that they give you accessories at the start of the game to make combat easy mode. Think automatic dodging. It's just really easy to do so you don't get sucked away from the narrative that you or beginners might enjoy. With me mentioning Liv likes narrative, that's what makes Final Fantasy 16 the most compelling. This is by far one of the best stories in recent memories when it comes to gaming. You follow Clive Rossfield as he journeys to find redemption for his actions and provide hope for the people of the world of Valisthea as it's on the verge of collapse due to the crystals. Too often, JRPGs can get a little complex in their battle system and narrative, and that makes for a very forgettable experience. Final Fantasy 16, though, is one game that you, Liv, and beginners to the genre will not want to miss, as it is arguably one of the most streamlined and smooth experiences in all of gaming, not just JRPGs.
James, I'll be honest here. I can't believe you've recommended a Final Fantasy game to me after all the jokes I've made on this series. I'm also not promising to give this series a fair shot because of that.
Well, it's okay, you're fired, and I will accept my losses.
Third on our list is Riviera, the Promised Land. You play as a Grim Angel who must battle demons and antagonistic Grim Angels to seal away the 4 entities of evil known as the Accursed. Along your journey, you're accompanied by 4 companions and a cat. Your relationship with these companions and the decisions you make will affect the outcome of the game. This game has turn-based combat, which I like because sometimes real-time combat can feel really overwhelming. Also, this game has dating sim elements. I'm a sucker for a slice-of-life type of game. Riviera, the Promised Land, sounds like it has a little bit of everything that I want in a game, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I will say, I do have the HD remaster wishlisted on Steam.
So what you're saying is, this is finally the one you're saying yes to.
We'll see.
Coming in at number 2, we have Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch. If you are a fan of Studio Ghibli and a whimsical adventure, then Liv and beginners all around, this is the game for you. Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch is an excellent choice due to its accessible gameplay and enchanting story. The game features a unique combat system that blends real-time action with strategic elements, making it easy to grasp but challenging enough to keep players engaged. Its tutorial sections are well designed, providing clear guidance without overwhelming new players. And I mention this because I will admit, sometimes JRPGs can leave you lost and confused, so it's nice when the tutorial sticks and makes sense. The visually stunning animations and artwork create a welcoming and immersive world that captivates players of all ages. Additionally, the storyline is a heartwarming and a mesmerizing adventure that's filled with characters that you will never forget, ensuring that you as the player are emotionally invested from the start. Overall, Ni no Kuni offers a gentle introduction to RPGs, making it the perfect starting point for those new to the genre.
Well, I am a fan of Studio Ghibli. I'll consider this game for the future. At the top of our list this week, we have Sea of Stars, which has been on my radar ever since I first heard about the game. In Sea of Stars, you play as the two children of the solstice who use their powers of the sun and the moon to fight against an evil alchemist. This is another turn-based combat game, which automatically scores extra points with me. I absolutely love the art style of this game, and I've heard great things about it from my friends. This game has been on my wish list since launch, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. There were a handful of games that were released in August of 2023 that consumed my attention. Games like Stray Gods, a role-playing musical, and Baldur's Gate 3. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk released during that time, and I still haven't even gotten around to play that game. I certainly have my eye on this title. So as it is our number one pick this week, maybe you should check it out too and tell me what I'm missing out on. No spoilers though.
I mean, this is about games for you this week, but I'm gonna channel my inner Liv here. I'll give you a solid maybe on it. That does it for our list, and honestly, I'm surprised Liv survived 10 JRPGs. That being said, our picks are the perfect way to get your feet wet in the JRPG genre, and if they're not, let me know in the comments which ones you would recommend for beginners. That way they can truly enjoy the best stories in all of gaming.
I still can't believe you put Final Fantasy on this list. I will never escape its grasp.
Just embrace it and play one finally. See what I did there?
I'm just going to choose to ignore you.
Finally, thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Top Teners show. We have new episodes coming out every Friday, and next week we're gonna talk about the best games of 2007. Get your retro hat ready, as that was one of the best years for us as gamers.